Despite a marquee matchup last night between the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers, ratings for Sunday Night Football fell 10% from the previous week. The NFL's national game on CBS between the Saints and Giants, also the lowest rated national game of this young NFL season. Joining us tonight, former NFL player for the New York Jets and the Oakland Raiders, Burgess Owens, author of the new book, Why I Stand: From Freedom to the Killing Fields of Socialism. Burgess, great to have you with us. Thanks so much.
How you doing, Lou? Look forward to chatting with you, my friend.
And to you, it's just great to have you here. I just want to turn first to that game last night. These ratings for the NFL. No one should start organizing a benefit for the NFL, but my goodness, this is just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, well, first of all, I didn't see the game. I haven't really seen a game for 2 years. So what comes down to it, Lou, we have to understand that this is on purpose. We have an organization who in the past was very patriotic. We all remember the Al Davis days and Pete Rozelle. We're now dealing with globalists. And it's two types, by the way. There's the Republican and Democratic globalists who care more about profits than patriotism. Right. And then there's the worst of the two is the leftist globalists who care about the socialist agenda over patriotism. We have an organization that cares more about their international reach than they care about the American brand and the American the NFL fan. These guys have already put in place 80 different countries. They want to be put into 200 like the soccer league has. It's all about TV revenue. Mm-hmm. They can care less about how full these stadiums are. They get their money and they share profits based on that TV revenue. If they can do it in a global fashion, they'll be just like the soccer league with 200 countries tying in. No brand, no country brand, but a global brand. Right. And that's what they're in the process of doing as they demean our flag, demean our culture, so it can be accepted in other places like China and France and the other countries that are not so pro-American.
No, as you put it, and I have heard no one, I mean, thank you for that insight, because frankly, I hadn't considered that. And I suspect that lots of folks are just for the first time kind of wrapping their heads around globalism, its impact on the NFL. And of course, that's cumbersome. I mean, we've seen it with this most recent movie about Neil Armstrong and his, walking for the first time on the face of the moon. A great patriotic American, a great, he was just an amazing pilot, decorated. He was just an amazing fellow. And the American flag is in front and center. And the reality is, you're right. The American flag becomes an avatar for something that could maybe depress their global expansion at the NFL.
Well, Lou, follow the money. We have a commissioner who just signed a contract with $40 million per year. Only 10% of that $4 million is guaranteed. The other 90% is based on incentives. Now, understand they've been dropping 20%, 13% of viewership this last couple of years, but yet. And they capped out, by the way, at $13 billion here in the United States. But yet they're projecting $27 billion in the next 9 years globally. Yeah. So no, they don't care about America. They don't care about the American fan who put them in place they are right now. They're globalists. And globalists care more about their pocketbooks and their profits. And the best thing we can do is, obviously not showing up is a good thing, but we need to stop supporting their sponsors. TV revenue is what gets them to where they are, and that they share that equally. And we can hit them hard enough so that we hit them before they get their global things in place, and maybe they'll fire this commissioner and get somebody that cares about our country, about this brand, and not just trying to destroy it.
Well, that is a lot to consider. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that there is within the NFL itself, and I'm talking not the management, we know what the management is and the owners now. There's no more joke about what they are. But for the players, there should be, it seems to me, I hope that to give me your judgment. Is there enough patriotism among those players to stand up for the things that their fans care most about? First, the country, and respect for it.
Well, this is why I'm glad that we have a president who drew a line in the sand.
Right.
See, what we're seeing on the field, Lou, is 20 years of Marxists, socialists, and atheists teaching our kids not to respect the flag, not to say a prayer, not to respect women or anything else. So these kids, if you think about this, been growing up for 20 years, 18, 20 years, hearing the same anti-American, anti-white, anti-police, they're going to stand on the sidelines and believe that. It doesn't matter whether they have $20 million in their pocketbook or one. They're going to believe that because they've been trained that. We have around that field billions of dollars represented, and not once have they talked about collectively putting their funds together to start businesses. How are these guys, these young men that are not getting hired out there, educate our kids, our black kids that the left is not educating? We can do this within our own community if we understand what we're up against. And this, by the way, Americans do best when we know we're in a fight. And we're in a fight right now. It's our Judeo-Christian values against socialism, Marxism, and atheism, hates God. And if we understand that, understand what true evil is, then we'll stand up, we'll win this fight. And we need to start off by winning this particular midterm. We need to push our American way further and not let the left do their deal.
They're sure trying, and you're absolutely right. Burgess, thanks for being with us. Great to see you.
Thank you, Lou.